Hello, family and friends, and welcome to Treats by Linda. We are in the festive season, and there's no gathering that is complete without these tasty Ghana party chips. I know that you love it too, so let's make it together. To make these tasty Ghana party chips, these are the ingredients. I have here 4 cups of all-purpose flour, or you can also use soft flour if you're in Ghana. I have here a teaspoon of salt. I'll also be using half a slice of 1 medium-sized onion, 1 clove of fresh garlic, 1 stick of butter or half cup of butter. You can also use margarine. We'll also use some nutmeg powder, 1 teaspoon of that, and also 1 teaspoon of baking powder. So if you're ready, let's start. So I start by sifting my flour. It's always important not to skip this part when you're baking. Yes, always sift your flour. So once my flour is sifted into a big bowl, I add in my salt, nutmeg powder, and the baking powder, and I just use my whisk to mix everything until it's well combined. I then chop up my onions. Remember I said we're using half a slice of onion. You don't need to use the whole onion because it will be overpowering. The taste and smell will overpower the taste of your chips. So just half a slice is fine. I add my clove of garlic and then half a cup of water and blend it till it's smooth. I then add in my butter, and the butter, just take it out of the fridge just before you're ready to bake it so that it's not too hard and it doesn't have to be softened either. So I just crumble everything in, and then I use both hands to rub it into the flour so that it has this crumbly texture like this. Then I pour in my blended onion and garlic mixture and I mix till it's well combined. You would realize that it's still dry. So at this point, I add in another half cup of water and this should be perfect. I just mix everything until you have a dough with this kind of texture. Then you know that it's good. It's now time to roll out the dough. I first dust my chopping board with a little bit of flour and then I cut my dough into 4 parts so that it makes the rolling easier. So I take the first part of it and then just, flatten it onto the chopping board, dust it with a little bit of flour and I roll it out. So I roll it out and the thickness depends on how you want it. You can make it very thin or not too thin. It all depends on you. Now with the cutting, you can either use your kitchen knife or a pair of scissors. But I realized that using the pizza cutter makes the work so much easier. So if you have one, please by all means go ahead and use it. And this is the fun part. I do that by cutting my rolled out dough into long strips like this, and then once that is done, I cut it into 2 like that. And remember to sprinkle some flour on it before you gather so that it doesn't stick together. And there you have it. So I repeat the same process with the rest of my dough until everything is rolled out and cut into strips. So the hard part of the work is done and we are ready to fry. And we'll be needing lots and lots of vegetable oil for this one. Drop in some onions for fresh and nice aroma. Let it fry and then you can take it out. You need to ensure that your oil is very hot before you drop in the cut dough, else it will soak up so much oil and become soggy, and you definitely do not want that. Okay, so once you drop it in, stir it, allow it to fry for about a minute or two, stir it again, and this doesn't take more than 4 or 5 minutes, else it will burn. Just ensure that you stand right there and do not move an inch. So yes, you repeat the process until everything is done and you fry all of that, and resist the temptation of munching into these party chips because they are so nice. And there you have it. We are all done frying our party chips, and it's looking so good. It smells so good, and it tastes absolutely delicious. Do this, prepare this for the family during the festive season or even any time, and it is just perfect. If this is your first time watching, I hope you enjoyed watching this video. And if you haven't already subscribed to my channel, please subscribe by clicking on the subscribe button. Remember to turn on your notification so that whenever I post new content, you will be notified. And to my subscribers, thank you so much for the support. I love you so much. Happy holidays, everyone.